Good afternoon, every member who is here. My name is Emmanuel Egaru Omiat. I represent the lawyers of Northern Uganda as a council member at Uganda Law Societies Council. I'm here today with my colleagues. They have been recently appointed as members of a committee. We call it the 3C committee. I'll invite them to introduce themselves, and then we shall go on to address you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, members who are here. I am Kelama Calvin. I have recently been appointed as a member of Section 3C, which is a committee under Uganda Law Society, tasked with several responsibilities, among which is to offer protection to lawyers in trouble and also members of the society. Thank you so much.
Greetings to our viewers. My name is Olanya Isaac Ronald. I'm a member of the Section 3C committee, which is charged with the mandate to protect the members of the Uganda Law Society, specifically the advocates, from all the risk that they possess during while they're carrying out their work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Uganda Law Society is an organization or association of members across this country, and so we are advocates under the umbrella of Uganda Law Society. We do very many roles and activities, and one of them includes providing legal aid services to the vulnerable people of this country, and that's why we have this office. This is our Gulu Legal Aid Project office. We were received today here by the judge, the legal officer in charge here, the head of this office, who is now busy at Peche prisons. She's having some engagement there. And with many other staff who are here, who receive the vulnerable people of this country who are desiring legal services. The other activities we do, we advise the government. It's a mandate under the Law Societies Act on key issues, including human rights, the rule of law. And so today we are here. This visit was triggered by a very unfortunate event that happened, an accident, a tragedy that happened at Bobby, that you all know about. The bus that got involved in an accident that was carried by passengers coming this side to the north and to Gulu and other districts within here. And so, as you may be aware, there are very many accidents happening in this country. Every day almost we see citizens losing life. And so as Uganda Law Society, the Uganda Law Societies Council, the able leadership of our president, Isaac K. Semakade, the council came up with a letter to address this issue. And we have just made Gulu as a point where we are launching and beginning to look into accidents which are happening in Uganda. And so I bring you greetings from the president of Uganda Law Society, Isaac K. Semakade, and council members, and also now the entire members of Uganda Law Society. And so there's a letter that the council wrote through the president, and it is titled "The Bobby Highway Tragedy: Another Price Paid for Government Neglect." I'm going to read this letter, then one of my colleagues will give a summary in the local language, and also we shall tell you some activities, the main ones which are happening, which we really think the journalists should know about, especially ULS at 70. So briefly, let me read the letter, and then my colleagues will give a summary in the local language, and then we invite questions, if any. Okay, the letter was written on the 8th of July, 2026. Uganda Law Society mourns the lives lost in the last night's accident. This letter was written on the 8th, so we are talking about the accident that happened on the 8th day of July 2026, where there was a head-on collision at Bobby Trading Center on the Kampala-Gulu Highway, where an Opid traveler's bus collided with a lorry. We extend our deepest condolences, and we shall continue to extend our condolences to the bereaved families and also to those who are injured. May the departed soul rest in peace. After this press conference, we are going to visit some of the victims and assess how they are doing. Because as Uganda Law Society, as you will see in this letter, members are willing to offer some pro bono legal aid services. Once again, Ugandans are paying with their lives for decades of government neglect of road safety. We lose thousands every year to crashes that were preventable. Our death rate remains far above global averages. Highways like Kampala-Gulu have become killing fields. On 30th March 2026, the Uganda Police Traffic Directorate reported 5,383 people died on our roads in 2025. That is 15 people every day. The toll keeps rising. 5,144 in 2004, 4,806 in 2003, and 4,334 in 2022. That is not bad enough. This is policy failure, budget corruption, weak enforcement, grumbling infrastructure, broken emergency response. We have failed to place human life at the center of our national priorities. After 4 decades under President Museveni, these failures have destroyed families, impoverished communities, and stolen from many the very few he promised to secure. We condemn the resort to presidential donations to cover up this crisis. Gravesides handouts are not a substitute for prevention or long-term resilience. While Kenya and South Africa established functional victim compensation schemes years ago, the Museveni government has shamefully failed for decades to create any meaningful road accident fund or compensation framework for Ugandan victims. In response, the Uganda Law Society hereby notifies the public of its legal aid clinics in nearby Gulu and Masindi, and of course across Uganda, to support victims and bereaved families. Members of the public can also call our dedicated toll-free line, which is 0800 355 355 for free legal support. As we commemorate our 70th anniversary, we shall complement these efforts with the establishment of a bespoke national pro bono scheme for road accident victims. This ballot initiative will partner with other professional bodies as a model of civic solidarity where the state has failed. We also reject the military's takeover of public works procurement, including CDF Mwezi Kainerugaba push to control Kampala roads fundings. Soldiers are not substitute for transparent civilian institutions. Parliament's priorities must shift urgently towards road safety, cut waste, fraud, abuse from all votes, including State House and the military. Audit road funds, fix the highways, fund ambulances and trauma care centers, enact responsive laws, and insist on their enforcement. These recurring tragedies prove Uganda needs new leadership committed to accountability, evidence-based investment, and the right of every citizen to safe passage. In memory of those we lost at Bobby, we demand real change. Signed by Isaac K. Semakande, Senior Counsel, President of Uganda Law Society.